So today we're installing a windshield on the Can Am Maverick. This fits all years and all models up to 2015, at least as we're aware of at the filming of this in 2015. So one windshield fits them all, which makes it really easy. Your windshield, this is a more resistant windshield that we're installing on this customer's bike. This is, with the more resistant windshield, you have like a white coating on it, a white protective coating. On the non-Mar windshields have a more of a clear protective coating. So depending upon which windshield you order, it may look slightly different from this. Now, when we go to get ready to install this, we're basically going to peel this plastic back just past these holes right here. This allows us to install the windshield without getting our fingerprints and such all over it. And secondly, it allows you to verify that everything fits correctly. And if there's a problem, if you've only removed the plastic this far, we can return it without any issue. If you peeled the protective plastic off, we can't return them. They're not resellable that way because people wouldn't consider them new. We won't send it to you that way, so we won't send it to anybody else that way. So we're just going to peel this back, like I say, just past these holes, and then we're going to get our brackets out here. There's basically two bottom brackets on each side, our bolts and our nuts. This is a 7/16" open wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver. Other than that, that's all you need. Everything else is supplied here. I got that already. I'm going to have Brandon just help me hold it on the other side. You can do it by yourself, but I always think if you've got another person around, it makes the setting it up on here a heck of a lot easier. And like that. And on this, I'm just going to mention this before we go to any further. On a light bar, I would recommend you bringing your windshield to the bottom of your light bar, or move your light bar on top of your bike. This gentleman wants this to go above the light bar, or go up to the roof. I'm going to guess that he's going to end up taking these lights off after, because the truth is that when he turns those lights on, it's like turning a bright light on inside of your car when you're driving down the road. It just doesn't work. There's a reflective glare, and this is going to be a problem for this guy, I would guess. But if you want it that way, we'll build it whatever way you want. My suggestion would be move the light bar, so you can move your roof clear up to the top, or you can bring it down to the bottom of your lights. That's the best case scenario. But I just want to say that beforehand on this one, because that is, like a normal one would come to this point right here, so that those lights can be over the top, and it wouldn't be a problem to see as you're driving. Basically, take our little clamp. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to start just doing this loosely, and due to the slope in the roll bar, to get this as tight of a seat down to the frame as possible, I kind of just like doing just putting the bottom bracket on for the moment, doing the bottom on the other side, and crank those down into position, and then move this around. Like in this gentleman, he's got some wiring and lighting and such. I just kind of moved this wiring around to be out of the way, and so you just kind of do that same thing. Mirrors, positioning them in between the holes, so that in between your bracket holes or up here is an easier and better scenario. It's kind of where his are set right now, so don't need to move them. And now I've got that one on. I'm going to push that guy down to the body nice and snug. And I'm going to crank that one down. I'll still want to snug it up a little bit with my wrench in a minute here, but just push that down tight to the body there. You can put a little bit of force on the clamp as you go to tighten it up, and that helps keep it down low. Then when you take your 7/16" wrench, put it over that. When you're going to tighten it up, I push a little forward on the wrench. It just helps keep the windshield pushing out that way, it won't allow the brackets to suck them back in because it can. We're gonna cinch those up nice and snug. Don't need to get too carried away with over tightening them. They all come with lock washers and bolts, you know, bolts and lock washers so that they're secured on there nice and tight. Don't ever use Loctite. Worst product you can think of for plastics, any kind of plastics. Don't ever use Loctite on plastics. And since I've got these two bottom ones nice and snugged up, I'm just going to go ahead and snug up this side and then move right over to the other side and do the same thing. Again, I'm putting a little torque forward so I can cinch that bolt down nice and tight. Okay, we've installed most of everything we need to. That's pretty much done. We can put, we'll need these in a minute to hook up our center support bracket. And basically our windshield is set. We made this windshield a little tight so that it has to pop under his roof like that. It's basically kind of how we want it to work. About as high as we go because we're hitting on his, we're actually hitting on his light bar. I'm going to show you how to install a center support bracket, but actually do the way this particular one is configured. The center support bracket is unneeded because we're actually currently resting on the light bar. So the center support bracket that normally gives it the structural support right here is not needed because it's hitting right on top of that. And like literally if you're going to do this kind of configuration, I would certainly recommend putting some kind of a foam protection behind this on where it hits the windshield. So basically what I'm going to do now though, I know everything works and kind of like what I say to you, make sure everything fits and it tilts up and works right. You can get rid of this plastic so you can see better. So the way your center support bracket is going to go on, if it's a hard top, that center support bracket is going to go in that configuration. If it's a soft top, it's going to go in that configuration. So since we got a soft top, we're going to hook that over the bar. And like I say, this would be, grab my nut, bolt, and lock washer. So basically, just so you can see this, I'll just kind of twist it around his bar there. But that's going to go, we're going to hook this on here nice and snug. And then basically what I would do at this point is put the bolt through the hole in the windshield. So we're just gonna slide that through there. Cinch that up just like that. And that's gonna be our center support bracket. So when we put it in the upright position, the first thing we're gonna do is hook in the center support bracket. It pushes the windshield out just slightly so it makes it kind of hard to put in if you do it after the straps are on. And then the straps go on, smooth side facing you, clip to the front, flip it around, lock that in place. This one, there. Okay, now we have our windshield in our full upright position. And how we would ride it down the road, whether it be cold or inclement weather, or what the situation may be, it's raining or what have you. You want the protection, you have your windshield in the upright position. Now, when you you want a half windshield because it's hot, it's dusty or what have you, go to tilt this down. Also, when you go to clean it, one of the major advantages to our windshield is the ease of being able to clean this windshield. Basically, with all windshields that are on the market for UTVs, other than a few tempered glass ones, they're susceptible to scratching if not dealt with properly. And the most important thing you can do when dealing with your windshield, any kind of windshield, whether it be mine or somebody else's, is washing it off with water first. The one problem and one of the problems in cleaning a windshield is in this upright position. It's kind of why I designed our windshields the way we did, is that in this upright position it is virtually impossible to wash off the inside of your windshield and not wash the entire inside of your bike. So it's very hard to wash it in the vertical position. But with ours, basically lift this top, drop this down, rinse off your dirt, dry it with a clean cloth. Microfiber cloths are preferred. They will give you great protection, lower static, and protect your windshield better. Dry that off, tilt it up, wash off the outside, and you're good to go. So the most important thing you do in maintenance is washing off with water. But now we're going to be towing this down the road. We're getting ready to go home. We have an open trailer. Our windshields are required to be towed in the down position. There is all these bikes today go real fast and all that kind of stuff. This isn't about that kind of a thing. This is about reduction of wind resistance and reduction of abuse on the windshield when it's towed down the road. There's a great difference in how they will be treated while towing down the road. Putting it in down position reduces how much debris is going to hit it, reduces wind flow. So we're just going to put the straps on real loose, smooth side facing me. It's kind of like we did them up above before, so smooth side facing us. And smooth side facing us, clip to the front. And when we bring that together, basically the reason we want to ensure that you're doing it this way is because we want you to double Velcro it, so that when you're pulling this together, this one's hooking to this one, and this one's hooking to that one. So you're double Velcroing them up, getting a nice tight fixation.
It's on that.
Oh yeah, just remind me. On these towing straps, and we've had them on these Velcro straps, we've been using them for years and years. I've had them on my bike for 5+ years, but somewhere down the road, they can wear over time with the weather and other kind of things. So if these straps are starting to wear or get broken, frayed, replace them. It would be your responsibility. So they're very inexpensive. They're a couple bucks a piece. Just give us a call. We can send some out to you if you need them. Like I say, I've had mine for years and haven't had any need for them for new ones. But if you do, give us a holler. Now what we're going to do, I just secured that down lightly to the hood and didn't get too carried away because I want to put these bumpers on. And depending upon where your windshield hits, depending upon the height of your roof, this can vary through here. So it's not always the exact same spot, but what we want to do, we want to take this guy, we want to set him right there on that lip. Centered the windshield, right there. Literally on this bike, these 2 points are 2 of your most hit points on it. So literally, those are kind of the 2 where they need to go. You can put a couple extras on, depending upon it. If your windshield's a little shorter due to your roof, you might want to put one across here. So now we've got our bumper secured. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm really getting this bike ready to be towed down the freeway. So what I'm going to do is I want to pull on that guy pretty good. And I want to lock in the back strap. And then I'm going to take this front strap and I'm going to wrap it around here. So that's nice and double Velcroed up there. And then do the exact same thing over here. Pull this down nice and snug. Sink that into there like that. And voila, you are set. Ready to be towed down the road. You can see I am lifting on that as hard as I can, which the truth is wind isn't going to come over and pick that up. The bonus to this is the wind's going to actually kind of push this windshield down when you're traveling, which keeps it secure down the body, doesn't get it moving around. That's one of the major advantages of having the tilt. As well as I don't know what you do with a full non-tilting windshield when it gets hot and dusty. You got no options. With ours, flexibility with inside of your windshield. Basically, that's all there is to it. Rinse it off with water, Basically the only thing you need for maintenance. And oh, you can see, just notice this. There, on this more resistant, sometimes you get a little actual, this is, it's kind of like, if you would, a little glue from the plastic. When we do our heating process, we try to catch this, but sometimes you might see that. But if you'll notice what I did right there, and let's go back over here to where I cleaned that off, is that I just took a cloth, would just wet it lightly, and that just comes right off. A nice microfiber cloth. There's my fingerprint in there. But so that'll just clean your lip up really easy. So if you have a little bit of that and we missed it, that's about all you need to do to take care of it. If it happens to be a little more aggressive, you can use a little soap and water, but I've never really seen that to be really too necessary. So it's basically all you need. If there's a little bit of that gum left on from the bending process. Folks, we thank you for your business. Enjoy your ride. Have a great day.